I mean, it's a start. It's something, right? You know, they got a win under their belts, but it's hard to say if it's going to be that complete turnaround that they had against 100 Thieves, because Team Liquid is composed of so many veterans, have looked so strong, you know, throughout the entire Lock-In tournament. That was their first loss with Santorin in the lineup. They only had one loss total, and that was with Armeo coming into that previous game. So we'll see if they can bounce back, but this time TL is going to be on blue side. I'll be interested to see what Cloud9 wants to do with their counter picks. I doubt that they're going to be counter picking for Fudge. You know, will they go for something spicy, trying to set it up with perks on the red side? Could be pretty interesting. And more Senna.
Team Liquid, I love the draft adaptation. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The two champions that seem to really be making the big difference in the previous games were the Senna and the Olaf. They ban away both of them. They refuse to let Blabber have that S-tier jungler. They refuse to let Sven have that AD carry that he plays so damn well. It is the first pick, Talia, here for TL once again. Camille, Renekton, and Pantheon all continue to be banned away here by Cloud9.
It'll be interesting to see where they go, and if Cloud9 want to try to take away that Leona, because that is, you know, such a strong pairing. We talked about it previously. Was about an 80% win rate in pro play now with that Talia plus Leona combo, which will be available. Could easily go towards it. For now, though, it is the Kai'Sa, it is the TF. We could just see almost a run back of game number 1, where TL just answers with Galio, you know, goes for Galio Camille here. Camille is banned out, excuse me. But you could even just go Galio and Jax, or Galio and something aggressive. Instead, they may go towards the bot lane. Leona would be great with the Samira. Pairs up incredibly well with the Talia, but it will be Rel here instead. So more defensive option. As you're just trying to get screenshot at this point.
I am just expressing my opinion of this duo in bottom lane without using my words, because it would be rude to interrupt you, my friend. What I am saying with my eyeballs is that is a Samira Rel combo. If you want to kill somebody 2v2 in lane, you pick Samira and Rel. This is so scary for Sven and Vulcan. The response from Cloud9 is the Udyr.
So it is really a strong duo, but I will say, I think it's less of a kill lane than something like the Leona or the Alistar. Rel has a harder to land engage than those other champions. It is more delayed. You can have very powerful engages. We saw CoreJJ and Jensen combo to pull off some incredible plays throughout this tournament. You know, just yesterday, I believe it was, you know, they had the Shockwave, 3-man Shockwave combo after the Rel landed a 3-man ultimate. So you can make those happen. But the W itself is somewhat delayed and is avoidable unless they're going for that like flash flip from the dismounted W. Then it becomes a little bit more difficult, and Samira can set up with that. So we'll see. I generally feel that Rel, while it isn't as explosive, is incredible defensively, because if anyone tries to engage onto the Samira, you simply step past and you stun both of them with the E-break there. And then you can become incredibly difficult to actually dive past. So maybe a little bit of an answer towards the Kai'Sa, towards the TF, feeling like, hey, they're going to be looking for that dive.
And I like the fact that Team Liquid is targeting the playmaking engage type of supports from Vulcan's pool. Vulcan, in my opinion, shines the brightest when he's on these types of champions. Yes, they've put him on Tahm Kench duty twice, but it's to enable Sven's incredibly powerful pick in the Senna. Since there's no Senna this time, they expect Vulcan to be back on his regular hustle here in the bottom lane. But the one champion that did escape those bans is the Leona, the classic engage CC support in the bot lane. Locked in here for Cloud9, and I love to see Vulcan on this.
Yep. And that's going to be really, really strong. They are actually saving last pick here for Fudge. So, you know, both trying to look potentially for a counter, but also protecting him a little bit by not allowing him to be countered by Alphari. Gnar makes sense as an easy blind pick here. And if you're looking for more magic damage, then, you know, again, Orianna is banned out, Azir is banned out, so it feels like once more we could just see Syndra. Those feel like kind of the big 3 for Jensen that he does really like to play in his comfort zone. So I wouldn't be shocked if it is just right back towards that Syndra. On the other side, it just depends how spicy Fudge is going to want to get. You know, we'll see what Jensen locks in, but into this Gnar, if you want to beat the Gnar, you generally have to play a pretty aggressive matchup. We've seen people go things like Jace into it. You can play even Aurelia into it. I would be okay with him just going tank again, even if it's less about the 1v1, because the Malphite is such a strong option into both the Samira, the Taliyah, as well as the Syndra. These are all squishy champions. It wouldn't be for the lane, but it would be great dive for the team comp. And I think that, you know, with the Kai'Sa there to really bring the damage, I don't think he has to go towards a carry. Okay, he's going to do it anyway.
He's going to opt into it. Okay. He's taking the Irelia into the Gnar in top lane, wanting to do some carry work of his own. We'll see if this was the right call here for Fudge and C9.
It can work out great. This is a much better 1v1 matchup. And generally speaking, if you can catch the Gnar in mini Gnar form, you will destroy him. If you can land your stun, mini Gnar has some of the lowest base HP in the game. You can absolutely pull off all-ins as the Irelia, but it means you have to play aggressively, and it also means you have to skill check your opponent. Because if you mess up in those all-ins, it gets really bad really fast when you're falling behind. You know, as this melee into range matchup, you can be getting harassed at your turret, losing turret plates. So it's already kind of broadcasting that you're going to be drawing your jungler up there, trying to make things happen, at the very least to get vision for you and protect you from these Taliyah ganks. The question just remains, can Fudge, given this counter pick, make it worth their while? Because he has been getting straight up outplayed by Alphari every single game. Yes, he has a good matchup, but will that be enough for him to win this lane?
Well, here we go. Game number 4, C9 versus TL. A win for TL is the end of the series. A win for Cloud9 takes us to Silver Scrapes. Perks back on the Twisted Fate. We'll see how much impact he can have all over the map. TL might be going for something here. Nah. Santorin's just going to walk up, make sure he checks there real fast. Taking a look at everything. Alphari with a Grasp of the Undying up there on the top side. Fudge with the Conqueror. Both junglers running Phase Rush as you would expect. Now it is heal for Sven and Cleanse for Tactical, taking what pretty much has to be taken against 2 point-and-click stuns in the form of Blabber's auto attack and Perks' gold card, as well as dealing with Leona in lane. I like that. And Core JJ having that Ignite, Vulcan doing the same. I hope we just get to see a level 1 or level 2 2v2 for First Blood in this bottom lane.
We might. We very well might see something aggressive like that. And Core JJ here, he has the remount fling, so that's why he actually dismounted there. And then if you're not on your horse, you have that kind of fling when you remount, so on your first auto. So he's kind of just waiting around the corner there, hoping that Perks would step up, and then they could either get some poke or maybe even force a flash off that. But I will say, TL is getting a little bit predictable with their level 1s, because every time they have Rel now, they are looking for these invades. And if you are watching these games, you are going to be preparing for that. We already saw them get punished yesterday, or 2 days ago, whatever, in their previous series, when they did go for that type of play again. So they have to be careful that they're mixing it up, that they aren't always looking for those plays, or teams are just going to start bush camping against them, you know, setting up 5 stacks and looking to get the same kind of advantages that we did see in their previous series.
Perks taking some early damage here from Jensen as he grabs a level 2 power spike, and back up in topside, Fudge really playing aggressively against Alphari, and this is kind of what we need to see here from this Irelia. As you pointed out, when Alphari is in mini Gnar form, that's when he will struggle to deal with this Irelia in the 1v1. That's when Fudge needs to have the confidence to play this champion aggressively and take advantage of that, because he's had a rough series. He's had a rough tournament so far. But hey, if there's ever a time to step up, it's here in the final in game number 4 when it's all on the line. Sven and Vulcan hitting level 2, Core JJ and Tactical the same way here in this bottom lane as the stun from Fudge lands, but he takes a turret shot, so it's not that great.
No, not great. And you got to be careful, because when you're going forward, he just took another shot there, and then you start to get chased down. It's the return trades that are dangerous from Gnar. You know, you get hit by the boomerang, hyper procs, Grasp hits you, the trades can start to get bad, so Fudge is now in some trouble. He might just...
Forced to flash away as Alphari just immediately sees that he can go in there and get that summoner spell, and Fudge will now have to use his second summoner too. He's in no condition to be staying in this lane and trying to fight, so he has to go back, TP back into the lane, and now he's completely without those summoner spells here for the next few minutes. Blabber is up here in case Alphari tries anything, but considering Mega Gnar has worn off, he'll probably just be farming.
I mean, I hate to harp on Fudge because he's such a young player. We'll see if he can get something done here.
Ooh,
that was forced to flash out.
Fudge. There we go. There we go. Nicely done.
Yeah, you love to see him getting something back because it's tough to see. You know, he's a young player. He's come into the league very confident. You know, things aren't going his way, but there's a tremendous amount of time for him to develop. You know, he's like 18 years old. And, you know, he is surrounded by a tremendous amount of veterans who can help him to really level up. Cloud9 also has a great coaching staff that are going to help him improve. So, you know, I want people to give him a chance, and I feel bad calling out these mistakes, but it is rough to see what I call kind of like an unforced error. You know, pushing up a bit too far, taking the turret shots, losing your flash, when your team has counterpicked for you, when there is the pressure to get something done. Yes, he did kind of even it out now by getting the flash back, but you know, imagine if he still had that summoner. He could actually be pressing for a solo kill at this point. We'll see if he can make something happen still, though.
Dashing back around, picking up a couple of minions there, just waiting for Alphari to crash this wave into the turret. Then he can continue farming up. Does have a CS lead right now. Alphari going back and shopping was only able to grab himself a cloth armor and a refillable potion, so nothing too extreme there. Fudge grabbing the extra Doran's Blade for laning purposes as Core JJ has roamed over to mid. And with Santorin here too, this could be a play onto Perks. Here they go. Santorin with some damage over the wall. Perks still running away. But with Blabber and Vulcan here, it won't turn into anything more. No summoners used by either side.
Yeah, TL these last two games really have been going at Perks a lot. Multiple members there showing up constantly. So this time, Cloud9 is on the roam. They see support missing. They're not sure where jungle is. So both Blabber and Vulcan do show up to protect him. And now you can see Blabber is up on this top side. Wants to be there for a potential dive. He is camping that tri-brush. He is ready. So if Fudge can get this pushed in quick, they can go for this dive. Blabber needs to set it up with the bear stun, then land the guaranteed Aurelia stun off of that.
There it is. There it is. He tries to hop away, but Alphari is surely dead. It is first blood for Blabber and Cloud9.
Nicely done. They're able to execute on that kill, and that is such a big kill because teleport is not available for Alphari. Yes, Jensen can come here and collect some of this wave, but who cares because he's missing the farm mid lane. It's about the 1v1. It's often that second kill that really matters because the teleport is down. In this case, because they traded aggressively and both had to use that TP early on, it was the first one that made such a difference. Fudge knows he has Blabber in the area, so he pushes aggressively. He just has to shove, and then they nail the setup that I talk about. Blabber isn't stepping in the tri-brush because he doesn't know if there's a ward there or not. He goes in, you set it up with the point-and-click bear stun. As soon as that lands, the E has to come out from Aurelia. They layer that over top. Once those two things hit, there's just really no living this dive anymore. There's not really much of an ability to outplay with just the hop after you already have those stuns connecting because the Aurelia is just going to dash immediately back to you.
And that's a 1,000 gold lead at 6 minutes here for C9. That is a 24 CS advantage for Fudge in the top lane 1v1. Because Blabber's helping set him up here, he's off to a great start in this side lane. Now back in bottom, we might see a 2v2 turn into a gank play as Blabber is set up down here as well. But once more, Azael, it looks like it's going to be an early Cloud9 Drake, as it has been throughout most of this series. They like to prioritize this, get themselves on the board nice and early with those neutral objectives, and Team Liquid's in no place to contest.
Yeah, it's really well done. Cloud9 make that play up on the top side. Didn't lose anything on the bottom side for it. You can see, though, Santorin is in a brush, top side. And if Fudge goes aggressive here, this is why it's tough playing these matchups. Because you have to balance your aggression with tracking the enemy jungler. Because if you play defensive and you just sit back, you'll eventually get chipped out. The Gnar will start taking turret plates. It'll go bad for you. But if you go aggressive at the wrong time, jungler's in the brush, you just die. So you like to see this tempered aggression here from Fudge. We'll see if he gets baited on the cannon. That's what they're trying to do. If he queues to this, we may see them go in for it. But he actually stays further back, just uses the long melee range there from the Aurelia, doesn't queue to the minion. Because if he did, very likely, Alphari's jumping on his head, Mega Gnar procs, you get scooped back into a seismic shove, and you could very well be dead.
Fudge landing the stun there for a little bit of damage, but I do enjoy seeing the patience used, not falling victim to the trap being set by Team Liquid, as Cloud9's bringing Blabber right back up into top lane, but he can't close the distance in time. Run fast, man, does not run fast enough just yet. Still need to see that turbo kill
lanes here
completed. But, oh man, Team Liquid, they've got both bottom laners ready to go. It's Vulcan up here. Sven is still back in the bottom lane, so he'll get free farming time. If this doesn't turn into anything for Team Liquid, they may have just sent too many people to the same place. They could go after the Rift Herald. You can see a control ward from Cloud9 is in the pit right now, but Santorin and CoreJJ are working together to take down this objective. Sven is just hanging out down here, shoving plenty of minions up into the turret, and he should get himself another plate.
I actually prefer this play for Cloud9. I think despite the fact that TL will get the Rift Herald, I think C9 actually win out on the play because you're giving solo experience, solo gold over to Sven, who was a little bit behind here. He got 2 plates. That's already 320 gold. That's already equal to the expected value of the Rift Herald. And they lost a good 2 to 3 waves to that tower. So that is where you're getting that extra gold and experience from. We'll see if TL can do something more than expected with that Rift Herald. If you can get a kill and then drop Shelly, sometimes it turns into much more than the expected 2 plates. You can get multiple charges off. But that being said, for now, Cloud9 in a great spot. They're nearly 2,000 gold ahead without that much really happening because of the additional farm they picked up, because of the TF passive as well, to be fair, but also the plates down in that bottom side.
The advantage they have built for themselves so far here is awesome. Cloud9 fans loving the way this early game is looking so far. You can see the total gold on your screen. It's Blabber and Perks, the two that are really the standouts here. Blabber, of course, the recipient of the first blood, and Perks is playing a champion that gets extra gold for free, so that makes sense.
Cheating.
Yup. Sometimes you just gotta stack the deck a little bit here as Perks looks for the opportunity to maybe use the ult. Will not find it. Jensen's waiting for him here in the brush, but I don't see Perks just randomly checking that for no reason, so mid laners are gonna head back over. But CoreJJ is here, and let's see if Jensen can set this up here. Perks getting stunned. Here comes Santorin following it up, riding the Weaver's wall, goes for the seismic shove and forces out the flash.
Not too bad. Good little attempt there on Perks. They do get out the flash, but at the very least, they forced out multiple ultimates there from TL. Of course, those are shorter than the flash, so you can consider it a win, but it's about the counterpunch now for C9. They're actually setting a trap here for CoreJJ, and they're TPing in as well.
CoreJJ is stuck. He jumps away right into Leona ulti, but a good denial as Team Liquid continues running out. Fudge has found his way into the back lines. Fudge has found his way right into the team fight, onto the valuable carries. And what the fudge is going on in this game? It's a double kill for the Cloud9 top laner. This boy's online.
He's coming up huge for the team here as Fudge with the teleport, just massive. Blabber laying here in wait for CoreJJ. He has to jump out, but when you're dismounted, you are so slow. So Perks coming around the corner. Fudge flashes in, ult on 3. He stuns across multiple members there as well. And then with the red buff, has the confidence to chase down onto Jensen, picking up another kill there. With this elimination game here, having the confidence to still go back to your youngest player here to say, yes, Fudge, we will give you the counter pick. It's up to you. You've got to carry this game. And then have him be out to such a great start has got to be an incredible feeling both for Fudge and for the rest of the Cloud9 players. He has the early Blade of the Rune King, and Alfari now is forced to go for a hyper defensive build here, rushing for the Bramble as well as the Tabbies, and we may see Perks just die. He's got no flash, no way out.
Yeah, Perks had to use the Summoner spell on the last one, so with CoreJJ and Tactical down here, they'll grab the kill on that one for free. Tactical just using the ulti, because why not? It's got a 3-second cooldown, so there you go. Perks is down. Finally, Team Liquid is on the board, but it is a little bit late, and they are still 3,000 gold down.
Yeah, and the real problem, though, is the side lane, right? Their dual lane's doing great. Mid lane's very even, but Fudge is so much stronger right now. You know, Alfari, his first offensive item is going to come in so late. Blabber is up here. You can see Sven is rotating. If they land the CC, he'll have the ultimate to join in.
Goodbye, Santorin. There comes Udyr and Leona. The two of them working together, get it done. 1v5 for Alfari. Goodbye, sir.
Cloud9 are coming alive in this game. They are crushing Team Liquid. After 3 very close games, they squeak out a win in the last one, and now in Game 4, they are dominating, running around the map, coordinating better on these dives. TL just do not have enough members to actually answer these plays. They kill off Perks on the bot side, but Santorin and Alfari were not nearly enough to answer what was then a 5-man play as Perks teleports in after his death to get some revenge.
TL just doesn't even look like the same team that we saw in them first couple of games. They seemingly have no response. They're not in the right place. They're just not working together to anywhere near the same degree that Cloud9 is with a 4,000 gold lead now. Going after this next Drake, you can see the Udyr 2-0-2 with the Turbo Kim tank and the Merc Treads. If you're Taliyah, you don't want to be anywhere near this dude. Because, yes, you can kite him away and escape with the phase rush, but if you try to contest him for anything, the man is going to run you down if you ain't careful about it with that Turbo Kim tank. Rocket Belt completed in the mid lane for Perks here. Also has the stopwatch. Very, very important for being able to make a play for the team. You can go behind anybody, throw the gold card, and then buy yourself some time so you don't just end up trading a 1-for-1. You love to see it. Cloud9 coming alive in this series. We like to meme a little bit about, oh, could it be the second reverse sweep when the third game started to look bad, but honestly, the reverse sweep is very real if Cloud9 keep playing like this.
I mean, the reverse sweep memes are getting even more powerful because Perks had the same thing going on in Europe. He was always known as a guy who was online in best of fives, comfortable from behind. You know, G2 was pulling off reverse sweeps in playoffs as well. Cloud9 has their own reverse sweep blessing too, and now TL looking for a play here, but Fudge is looking for a play of his own.
Yeah, Fudge going in there, but the 2v1 turned 3v1 goes the way of Team Liquid. Tactical getting his second kill of this game. And I'm not going to lie to you, Isaac, if there's one person that you want both of your 2 kills on, it's that Samira.
I will say it's a difficult Samira game, though. You can look for these skirmishes, but when it comes to the 5v5, point-and-click stun on Udyr, point-and-click stun on Perks, point-and-click stun on the Leona. You have so many ways to actually interrupt the ultimate, and while the ultimate is incredibly powerful, if you have those stuns and you're saving it for it, it's really difficult at times to actually find an opportunity to get that full channel ultimate that everyone knows, and if you're on the other team, hates, that just can mow through everybody.
Cloud9 is going after the Rift Herald here up in the top side. Looks like nobody from TL is going to try to contest this. Team Liquid is just pumping the brakes right now. They don't want to fight Cloud9 in open ground. They do not want anything to do with these neutral objectives. They're just trying to scale up, get some more gold, and not fight Cloud9 at a point where they're most likely just to feed over kills and allow the gold lead to get that much bigger.
Exactly, and I think that is the right call here. They are looking for odd number fights. They are looking to find pickoffs where they can. Get vision, find someone who's pushed out in that side lane, and both of their kills were down in that bottom lane. First picking off Perks, then picking off Fudge. So it looks like that is their plan of attack. Again, cheating down towards this bottom lane with that tier 1 tower down. They're hoping that Fudge or someone will overextend to push out a wave, and then they can get a pick off. Those are the kind of fights you want right now. Tactical is actually freezing that wave up in top lane, has the cannon there from that red side minions. Another wave will stack up. So we can actually hold a perma-freeze here if he wants to. We'll see if that is going to be the decision, because they're trying to make a slow climb back into this game.
And fortunately for Tactical, he's at a point where there's not really a whole lot of reason to break that freeze right now. Baron won't be alive for 3.5 minutes. Drake's still down for another 2. So he's comfortable up there, but it looks like he does want to change his position somewhere, as Core JJ has to run away from Vulcan and Perks. Perks going in for the gold card here, gets the stun, but there's no follow-up coming through. Alfari nearly having the Gnar bar ready to go. Could jump over the wall and try something, but the rest of Team Liquid is a little bit far away. They don't want to go for it yet, and that means Cloud9 are the ones starting off the fight on their terms. Blabber runs over the field of rocks there from the Taliyah, but considering he has no dash, he can't trigger them unless he is thrown by a seismic shove, as Alfari chases after Fudge here. Needs to land another big Q for the slow if they want to try to catch him. Misses it because he couldn't throw it over the cliff instead. Good escape there from Fudge, as he knew to stay at an angle where that rock could not hit him properly. And Cloud9's now going for the play yet again.
Wraparound.
Tactical getting dove. Blabber going for the play, but it's Jensen with the CC down onto Udyr. He tried to run, but he underestimated what happens when the enemy champion's got the tools to work against it. Blabber goes too deep. TL gets the counter kill. Now they're able to find some sort of a punish here, but they still lose their tier 1 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Blabber just got straight up outplayed there. Tactical dashes straight through him while he was still in his turtle form there. He wasn't actually already in bear. I do think if you just go bear previously and right-click on him, even if he dashes through, he'll get stunned on the way out. Instead, he did not. Tactical saw the opportunity, dashing back towards his teammates. Jensen is there with the peel, and they do get the kill. But as you say, Cloud9, they get that mid lane tier 1. They almost get to tier 2, and they are up 4.5k gold at this point. They have side lane advantage on both sides of the map. They have got a fantastic 1-3-1 style of composition here. TL are the ones making a mad dash towards this dragon, trying to stop C9 from getting to Soul Point early on here. But I think that C9 have the tools to be able to actually contest for this. We'll see if they get out there in time to do so, because Perkz is definitely slow getting out on the map.
Well, they've got the lead to do it. Perkz with no ulti can't get here in time. Team Liquid going straight for the Drake, recognizing they got to go fast, and they've got it. But now they've got to escape. Vulcan's coming around. He's cutting off that escape route. Team Liquid will have to make some sort of a fight here because Leona wants to go for the initiation. Hex flash over the wall. Vulcan's right there. Goes for the ulti. Doesn't really find much of anybody. Cloud9 still looking to take the fight. CoreJJ here in the front. Shielded up. Going into the back. Looking for the Magnet Storm. Not getting a lot from it. CoreJJ the first one down. Tactical going in here for the ulti. Able to find 2. Able to find 3. Double kill for the Team Liquid AD carry. Alfari keeps throwing out the rock as you've got Jensen looking for the stun, but he only finds a knockback. Sven goes right back in and grabs a double kill.
His ulti.
Void Seeker hits the mark. Jensen trying to get away. Alfari doing the same. Perkz with the ulti coming up now, ready to go in. Maybe find that gold card. Here he goes. There's Perkz. There's the stun. There's the damage. There's the stasis. That's why I mentioned it earlier, Isaac. That's the stopwatch that lets him make the play.
He makes the play, but that was dicey. His gold card, it looked like expired as he ulted in. He had the missed timing.
Still worked.
It did still work. He gets in there, even with the broken timepiece, able to pull it off. Sven is huge. So much patience from the Cloud9 marksman there, holding on to his ultimate and flash throughout that entire fight. Cloud9, it looked like that was a fight that they weren't going to be able to win as TL was there first. Perkz was too slow to reset on the map, so they couldn't challenge at the dragon. But it's about the chase down. Hex flash over the wall, the flash forced out there from Santorin by Vulcan's ultimate, but then Alfari goes in. Two-man ultimate stuns them up, and you think from this point, Blabber is down. Tactical gets a good ulti. Maybe they can turn it around. But it's the point-and-click stun. It's the gold card interrupting the Samira ultimate. He gets burst down. And Perkz and Sven realize, hey, we could actually turn and chase on this. Sven gets an isolated Q onto Santorin, absolutely deletes him, and then as Perkz ults in, the gold card does expire, but he can survive. And the Gale Force allows Sven to dash in and finish off that kill.
What a fight that was, and it ends up favoring Cloud9. Even though they lose out on the Drake, their gold lead has gone up to over 5,000 now, here just 20 minutes into the game. And Perkz throws out a gold card that'll stop TL from being able to look for any sort of a play onto him. C9 maintain their control. Baron is up on the map. They have absolute ownership over this river. And with a champion like Kai'Sa, who does so much damage to neutral objectives,
they're on it.
You can two-man it with Kai'Sa and Udyr, even here at 21 minutes. Vulcan's just running interference. Perkz is doing the same. It looks like they're just setting up a trap. CoreJJ loses half HP. Baron aggro still maintained by Blabber as Sven goes right back into the pit to keep helping him with this one. Baron, I'm not sure what the HP on it is, but you got a TP coming in from C9. They want to commit to this. Perkz having to run away. CoreJJ going to be taken low. Vulcan's here in the middle. Sven goes unstoppable. CoreJJ is down. Sven with a double kill. And good golly miss Molly. Team Liquid evaporates in front of our eyes. And Cloud9 get a 1-for-4. They have only one enemy player remaining, and Baron is their reward.
Cloud9 just wiped TL off the map there as Alfari, his Mega Gnar expired. And when you see that fight breaking out and you realize that the Mega Gnar is over, Alfari's over the wall, there is no chance for them to contest that. Fudge coming in with the TP. Such calm, collected play here from C9. Perkz and Vulcan zoning out as CoreJJ goes in. They step back, they absorb the engage, and then they turn around. In goes Blabber, in goes Fudge. Sven, untouched throughout the entire fight, is just mopping up the TL members. They cannot get involved in that fight. And Tactical is going to continue to have so much trouble to get that ultimate off. Even if you go for a QSS on top of your cleanse, sure, you can cleanse after you've been stunned out of your ultimate, but you've lost your style points. You can't just immediately reactivate the ultimate again. You have to build it back up. And that is why Samira really struggles into easy-to-apply CC, such as what Cloud9 has drafted.
Cloud9 is looking so good in this game. I can hear the sounds of the silver scrapes distant on the horizon. They've got a 9,000 gold lead. They are in control of the game top to bottom. The next Drake is spawning here in 30 seconds. Blabber's got the dead man's plate with the turbo Kim tank. The boy runs fast. Flash, bear, slap, baby. Blabber's got him, and Alfari is gone. C9 looking to go even further here as Core JJ's in the middle of everybody else, and Sven's going to be taken down, and Vulcan's your next target. Team Liquid with a punish, and Blabber's on the run. Fudge hanging out to the side here. Perkz still pushing up in the top lane. It is a 1-for-1 in kills.
That is huge. So they get the shutdown off of Sven. Not only that, they get both of his summoners and his ultimate. That was so close to actually interrupting the ult out there. But Perkz does get out, and they grab the dragon on the other side of the map. So TL, critical pick to stop the game from honestly potentially just ending there because they were being split out. If you don't get that kill after Alfari has gone down, you are 4v5 on the map with this sort of a gold deficit and the Baron buff. You are probably just done. But Jensen, max range stun there, kites back to his team. The 4-man squad comes out. Then Core JJ, Flash, W, ultimate, pulling in Sven. He cannot escape. No one can interrupt Tactical as he just mows through C9 in that team fight, taking out Sven, picking up that shutdown for himself. But even with the 7 kills, he's actually still behind as far as the completed items to Sven, who has the full 3 items, but does have to be careful now that he has no summoners.
Such a scary game state for Team Liquid. One more big mistake. These guys are done here, and we're going to a game number 5. Cloud9 continued. Look at all these wards. Cloud9 is placing down in the enemy jungle 3 control wards in the blue side. Make it 4, actually. I didn't see the one all the way up there in that little brush right next to where the Tier 1 turret ruins are. So 4 control wards in the Team Liquid blue side jungle. 1 was in the top side of the river there, but now got relocated into the Team Liquid red side jungle. They will not be able to deny the red buff from Tactical, however. And it looks like C9 is going to take a moment, fall back to their own side, pick up buffs, reset a little bit before they make their next play.
Playing it pretty calm, cool, and collected. You know, you said it, 4 wards on that side, just the pink wards. They have pink on the other side of the map as well. TL are trying to establish some defensive vision, some pockets of darkness from which they can look to make plays, but those areas are few and far between right now for Team Liquid, and they're going to be hard-pressed to find a play. They also don't have a lot of time to just wait around because Ocean Soul is in 3 minutes. Baron is in 2 minutes. And those are objectives that are going to force you to come out onto the map and contest Cloud9. And that is where Cloud9 is going to look to pounce. If you are separated, you get picked off by the TF, you get picked off by the Aurelia in a side lane, that is probably just game over for Team Liquid at this point.
Well, Team Liquid does have another, 1 minute and 45 seconds before that big moment shows up. Or do they? Perkz getting thrown back there, having to flash away. Alfari's your target, collapsed on and blown up. Fudge taking the kill credit. It is a 5v4 on Summoner's Rift for Cloud9. They don't have any sort of Baron any longer, so they aren't going to continue pushing into the wave clear of the Syndra. Instead, they will fall back, set up. 1 minute and 20 seconds remain until the Baron's around.
TL read the play, but they were just a little bit too late. Santorin had a beautifully timed seismic shove there on Perkz as his ultimate came through, but all of C9 was there. They arrive, they take down Alfari. It's not that pick with the objective up that I was talking about, so this one isn't as big of a deal, but still, it's more gold in the pockets of C9, and that is always going to be concerning. At the very least, they did get the flash off of Perkz, and I actually like that Alfari just accepted his death, didn't spend his own flash, because flash, Mega Gnar, that's one of the ways you could come back into this game. And giving up your life there is not really a big deal, because that's not the Baron fight, that's not the Ocean Soul fight, and those are the ones that are going to decide the game. So keeping your summoner is actually more valuable than keeping your life at this point.
You've got to be prepared for that last all-out fight. Here in 25 seconds, Baron is alive. Team Liquid have removed some of the vision that was plaguing the top side of their jungle, but not all of it. Still plenty concentrated there towards the river on what would have to be the approach path for TL going towards that Baron pit itself. Fudge will push out this last wave here on the bottom side. Remember, he does have a TP to join anything on the other end of the map if need be, so they can leave him down here and feel pretty comfortable with that decision. Alfari has to go answer as well. TP ready to go for the Gnar as Cloud9 pushes out mid lane wave, continues to maintain control. Perks going for what could be a catch onto Core JJ, but the counter attack comes out. Core JJ never afraid, and Perks is the first kill. Alfari jumping in here, looking for even more. Vulcan's the next. Blabber might just be the third if they kill the Udyr. It is a Baron guaranteed. Weaver's wall coming out, Santorin going in. Blabber somehow gets away over to the safety of the blast cone, and the boy is gone thanks to his flash. But now without the flash ready to go, it's Team Liquid in the Baron pit. Could this be the throw that brings this game back from 8,000 gold? Here for the side of Team Liquid. Baron's the target, down to 4,000. Enemy jungler nowhere around. That is Baron for TL.
Core JJ is just not balanced, Flowers. That turn
different.
Was insane from him. He is constantly pulling back, baiting Cloud9 in as they step forward. At no point did he actually turn his character around to walk towards them to give any sort of a heads up that there might be a turn here. He is still walking away when he flashes back towards them and immediately turns the fight on its head. This is the kind of movement that baits your opponents into a false sense of security unironically. He never turns around. He's running away until he flashes in and immediately pulls in Perks. He goes down instantaneously as he has no Zhonya's. He had the early stopwatch, but then he went towards the Lichbane. The turn from Core JJ is just unreal. This should not be a game that they should have been able to come back in, but yet here we are. He finds the pick. They get the Baron. They stave off the Ocean Soul, taking their second dragon, and Cloud9 are going to have to wait a little bit more time before they're going to have a chance to close out this game because TL are still alive.
TL with another 2 minutes of Baron buff means that that's at least 2 more minutes before Cloud9 can really try to break the base, barring a bad pick. And in that last team fight, it sort of showed what happens when you have your top laner in that other end of the map trying to make sure he can teleport in while still applying the split pressure. If something happens in the blink of an eye like that Core JJ re-engage, Fudge couldn't get there in time. Fudge was running up as fast as he could through the bottom side jungle, but by the time he's there, Perks is already dead. There's no opportunity to really do anything for him. There's no chance for C9 to try to bring it back. And now Team Liquid is leading the charge, grabbing some of these still standing gold fountains that are the remaining Tier 1 turrets. That one falls there in the top lane. There's still one left to get back in mid, but they want to reduce this gold lead to something less than 8,000, man. They're playing from such a deficit. They got to use the Baron to get some of this ground back. They'll leave Tactical alone. He has plenty of damage here on the Samira. 3 items plus the boots fully completed. Has the QSS in inventory, so they can't just try to pick him with some CC. So Tactical can take down that Tier 2 turret in the top lane and then group back up with the rest of the squad, taking away the enemy red buff too.
This game is giving me flashbacks to the Tactical Callista game, from last year, where he was just on this 1v9 mission. He has 9 out of their 10 kills at this point. Tactical must have a good fight for TL to be able to win because everyone else is so far behind. Despite this big swing in gold from the Baron, from the teamfight win, they're still 7,000 down. They are very far behind. And now Perks has the Zhonya's. That is very, very big. The stopwatch is completed on Fudge. He's got Asterix on top. These players are getting tougher to burst out. There are less options for them. It's really about Sven at this point because he's the only squishy member without a stasis available. He doesn't really have any defensive item. But to get to him, you have to fight through this really strong front line as well as all these point-and-click stuns. So Cloud9, they did give some ground there. TL found a great pick and has kept themselves alive. But Cloud9 is still very far ahead as far as the gold lead. And really, one big teamfight win could still spell victory from here.
Cloud9 also still at 3 Drakes compared to the 2 of Team Liquid, which means TL must answer another one of those Drake potential takes here. Nice stun from Vulcan, but nobody's close enough for the follow-up. Instead, they're just going to leave Fudge splitting there in the top lane, trying to take down the next Tier 3 turret, the first Tier 3 turret, excuse me. Alfari makes his way back to the base in time. Oh, but the ulti from Perks puts him in a spot to try to take this one. Here they go. Perks has managed to facilitate the catch onto Alfari. Yes, the stopwatch will keep alive for a moment longer, but the flash don't matter. Alfari is down. Team Liquid now on the run. Tactical could be caught. That would be huge if it's true. Vulcan falling back now. They're trying to deal with Core JJ. He's tanking up everybody, but he's likely to die here. Blabber gets the kill. He's on a killing spree. He's running away. C9 with a 5v3 on Summoner's Rift. Santorin, Tactical, and Jensen must somehow hold the line. Perks going forward, finding some damage, getting back before we get CC'd. Jensen stepping up here, trying to throw down a couple of spells. C9 will get their first inhibitor of this game, taking down the top lane of TL. Now they rotate over back towards mid. That inhibitor turret falls too. Tactical could be in danger of getting stunned. Should have his W to stop that. Yes, he will. Perks walking right back away. Is a little bit low on HP. Blabber leading the charge, going for the follow-up damage. Jensen into the stasis. C9 has got the bodies. They got the kills. They got the plays. Oh, baby. Santorin's the last one up. Alfari just now respawning. Sven with the flash forward on the Acathian Rain will not get the kill. Now Core JJ is back on the map too, trying to provide some sort of an opportunity here for a punish. Alfari without the damage to kill off Fudge. Oh, but here comes Perks. He's getting right back into the fight now as well. It is a 5-man push versus a 3-man defense. C9 looking for the kill. Santorin taken low. The kill comes in and they grab Alfari yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, you wanted a final. We got ourselves a final. C9's onto the Nexus. C9's going to take the win, and we are going to game number 5.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Game 5 after the start from this series. Team Liquid was looking so good, but Cloud9 battling back there at the end. Those are the late game calls I feel that made Perks' career. Those types of plays that he is famous for finding creative ways to win games, for always looking for that winning play. And in this case, it is TL who are out on the map trying to get ready for the Dragon, and Perks has Fudge in the side lane. You know, they are looking for that backdoor, looking for that killing blow. It's only Alfari there. It's the Gnar that is very far behind, and Perks with the ultimate joins up. He's got the rocket belt. He's got that rapid fire cannon. He has the long range gold card to set it up. They get the kill, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. TL could not defend from there, down a member, despite Core JJ having a great re-engage in mid lane. The team was in disarray. No one was with him beside Tactical, so no one could follow up on that turn, unlike the previous fight. And it is that type of hit-and-run tactics that can make it so difficult to play against TF and Aurelia, who are able to split the map like that.
And I am reminded of the wise words of Mr. William Scara Lee, who talked in the past about playing a reverse sweep and how it's so rough being the team that wins the first two after you lose the second two, because you're just stuck sitting there thinking, oh man, it's happening. We got to stop this. It can't be a reverse sweep. Whereas for the other team, Cloud9 has got to be feeling energized about these past couple of games. They looked particularly good here in this fourth one. Of course, that mid lane turn from Core JJ was brilliant, but it's still C9 showing up as the better team in game number 4. And now it's just one more left to decide it. We're going to a break one more time. But after that break, we're going to hear from the State Farm Analyst Desk ahead of our 5th and final game. Don't go anywhere.